This person, who is still a child by most measures, committed a murder that stunned and perplexed his town. Who is this mysterious teen killer of 15? To what do you attribute his behavior? Have a look to see. Nicholas Waggoner Browning, then 15 years old, murdered his parents and 2 younger brothers in cold blood. He was charged with second-degree murder. In 1992, Nicholas was born to a typical family in Maryland. John W. Browning Sr. worked as an attorney for the Royston Mueller McLean and Reed firm in neighboring Towson, Maryland. Tamara, who raised him, doesn't work outside the home. Nicholas committed the heinous act when he was about to turn 16 years old. Greg and Benjamin, the 2 younger brothers, were 14 and 11 years old, respectively. The family has a vacation property on Deep Creek Lake in western Maryland, where they frequently spend time during the summer. Nicholas is a varsity lacrosse player and an honor student at Dulaney High School in Timonium, Maryland. Hobbies include golf, skiing, and Boy Scouting. His dad serves as a pastor and a scoutmaster. Theirs seemed like the picture-perfect, rich family. Still, perhaps there was a shady side to them that no one would ever know about because all the other witnesses were brutally slain. His immediate family, as well as his extended family and community, were all devastated by the action he took on February 1, 2008. That night, after spending the day with friends, Nicholas returned home. He shot his dad, who was napping on the couch downstairs, with the gun his dad had given him before killing his mom and 2 brothers. After 5 hours, Nicholas returned to his friend's place to play video games. He had his pals pick him up early on a Saturday afternoon and drive him home, but not before throwing a party for them that night. Upon entering his home, Nicholas came out once more to report that he had discovered his father's body and called emergency services. Officers at the scene of the crime were constantly disrupted by Nicholas' companions, who had arrived expecting to find a party in progress. Nicholas turned himself in on Sunday and has been charged with the homicides after confessing to the police. His bail was denied since he was being charged as an adult. The next Saturday, the day of the funeral for his family, he turned 16 while incarcerated in adjacent Baltimore County. In such a case, what is Nicholas's motivation for doing this? Is it about cash, as the media claimed, or about abuse? Did he have a role as both victim and offender? The people who knew him gave conflicting accounts. His classmates joked that he was the most ridiculous student in the school. Some of his peers spoke of him as a bully who frequently struck his younger brother, Greg. Even the adults in his life astonished him. His lacrosse coach, John Kenneally, had difficulty believing the story because of some facts. To quote the speaker, "That's completely unlike you." Saying this during a candlelight vigil, a crack appeared. "There seems to be an issue. Nick is so nice. He wouldn't harm a fly." There were rumors that Nicholas wasn't happy because his parents insisted he comes with them to western Maryland. However, he favored remaining in Timonium with his pals. His very actions are incongruous with one another. The defense recruited a doctor who testified that Nicholas discussed the killings as he was talking about taking out the trash. It has also been stated that, before the murders, he discussed killing his family to inherit his father's wealth with buddies on the school bus. However, they disregarded him because they assumed he was joking. Additionally, he called a buddy in jail to make light of his impending release. Dislike fairness is a strong understatement. "You'll have to break in to get me out of here." Investigators still think he premeditated the killings. Nicholas also went to the trouble of making it look like a bungled burglary led to the deaths. Almost no decisions were made on the fly. He had other tales to tell, too. Third, he was killed because he was raised by alcoholics who beat him. A member of his extended family supported this allegation of abuse. This was not helpful to him in court, either. More importantly, he didn't give any justification for the murder of his mother and siblings. Despite being given 4 life sentences, Nicholas may be eligible for release in 2031 if members of his family take action on his behalf. Situated in a less affluent region of Maryland, roughly 145 miles from his house, was the Western Correctional Institution in Cumberland. Apparently, he did have a chance encounter with himself at Western Maryland. So, how do you feel about it? How much of an impact do you believe Nicholas's abusive upbringing had on his decision to act? In the comments, we can talk about this further. Those who haven't already should subscribe to this channel immediately. Your attention is appreciated.